Number 2, I have a fighting chance of swimming back to the boat. All right, without you guys just motoring on downstream, likely hitting some rocks. Okay. Sweet. Last few bits of parts of the boat. On the outside there, we have the outside line. All right, that's going to be your best friend if you're in the water, whether it was purposeful or accidental. All right, and we got some ladders here as well, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Any questions about parts of the boat? Sweet. So for your equipment, the only mandatory piece is that life jacket. All right, life jacket needs to be snug and done up at all times. All 4 buckles need to be done up. The head flap needs to be on the outside. All right. There's 2 things. 1, when the wind picks up, it'll whack you in the back of the head, make sure you're still awake. And 2, if you do fall into the water, it'll keep your head floating a little bit more. All right. Lastly, your life jacket needs to be your outermost piece of clothing or equipment. All right. So if you have a splash jacket on, tied around your waist, and you want to change your layering, let me know. I'll find a time and a space that's appropriate for you to take off your life jacket, adjust your layering, and then put your life jacket back on top. Sound good?
Put mine on right now.
Yeah, do it. Sweet. All right, folks, that's it for equipment. Now we're going to talk about some possible, yet maybe unlikely scenarios. Okay.
That should be good to go when you want it.
Sweet. Is it on? Awesome. But very important to remember this information I'm about to tell you in case it happens. Okay. If you fall in, nice. Good job. Okay. You're probably going to experience what we call the gasp reflex first thing. All right. Water's warm today. It's like 20, 21 degrees, but it's not as warm as the air. When the human body hits that big temperature difference, especially in water, you tend to hyperventilate.
Is that a bear?
Oh, there is a bear up there.
Oh my God.
Yo!
There's a bear.
Bear cam.
It's like way upstream. You can see it's like running upstream
Over
right now.
there. Up at Gold Pan. Oh, and there's cubs in the water swimming.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Three little dots.
Across. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
If you want to try and see the cubs, they're actually swimming across the river just upstream of us.
Yeah, that mama and cubs has been frequenting this area a lot.
Oh my God. Right, directly upstream of Connors.
I wish I had my phone now.
Unfortunately, I got to steal your attention back again. It's going to be hard to compete. All right. So those bears are going to hit shore right here. I'll let you know when they're nice and close. All right. I'll keep an eye on them. Sweet. What was I even talking? Oh, falling in. Okay. Gasp reflex. All right. You're going to hyperventilate. It's fine. It's not a panic attack. But if you treat it like a panic attack, it might become one. Okay. So if you feel yourself hyperventilating, just sit in your head. You can close your eyes. My eyes are closed. And you say, be calm, be calm, be calm. Okay, by the time you finish that third be calm, 9 times out of 10, hyperventilating will calm down. You'll be right next to the boat. All you have to do, whoop, grab onto that rope. And then we will pull you in. Okay? And there's 2 ways that we can pull you into this boat. Number 1, regular style. Feet right against the edge of the frame. Don't kick it like that. It might hurt your toes like I just hurt mine. You're gonna put your knees here, or maybe a knee up on the side tube. Lean down, grab their shoulder strap. Okay, you might want 1 person on each shoulder strap. And then fall backwards. Don't try to haul them up like this. Okay, you might be strong, but you're probably not quite that strong. Okay, use your body weight and fall backwards. Okay, this boat is a little bit of a challenge to get back into though, like that. So, I have 2 ladders over here. So I can drop that ladder down. We can help you get your knee on that bottom rung. It's a bit of a fight. Ideally, the ladders would be 1 rung longer, but so you gotta get your knee up there. Whoa, get your body weight on top, and then you can climb on up. Be careful grabbing onto the horizontal rungs of the ladder, okay, before you put your body weight on. Because you're probably gonna squish the ever-living hell out of your fingers. All right, so grab onto the sides, get your weight on there, and then you can use the rungs. Okay. We'll have some planned swim spots down here where we can do some demos if anybody does want to go for a swim. Okay. If you're too far away from the boat to immediately grab onto that rope, you're going to immediately swim back to the boat with a head up front crawl. Okay, we call it our aggressive swimming position. Really strong with the arms, kicking like heck with the legs. All right, grab onto that rope and we pull you in. Okay, if you're too far away for that, make eye contact with me or with Andrew. Okay, likely I'll be closer, but if Andrew's closer, by all means look at him. Okay, if we're telling you to swim back to the boat, it means you can make it. We're gonna slowly bring the boat to you, you're gonna slowly come to us, we'll meet in the middle, we'll pull you back in. If we're pointing, okay, always swim in that direction. We're very positive people. We're always going to point you in the positive direction. I'm going to say swim that way. I am not going to say don't go over there. If I don't want you to go over there, I'm going to tell you to go over there. All right? If you do end up swimming to shore, great job. You're a much better swimmer than I am. All right? Keep swimming until your chest is dragging on the rocks. Then crawl on your hands and knees until you're fully out of the water, and then you can either stand up or sit down, stay put, and stay visible. Okay, we will come to you. Don't come to us unless you look down and you see one of us and come here. Okay, most of the time we'll come to you. All right? Listen for whistles. All right? If you're in the water and you hear a whistle, I promise it's for you. Okay? We're trying to get your attention. So look at the direction where that whistle is coming from. Okay? If you can't swim back to the boat, you look at a guide, kind of just smiling at you. Congratulations. You're now on a self-guided tour of the Thompson River. Okay? And there's a few things you got to know. Number one, we are not picking you up until the bottom of the rapid. Okay? You'll notice pretty quick that this boat goes up and down and slams on the water a lot. I do not want to slam the boat on top of you. Okay, I'm not playing whack-a-mole. So I'm going to give you a pretty wide berth, and then you're swimming the whole thing. Okay? If you do not have a destination in mind, okay, i.e. I'm not telling you to swim back to the boat and I'm not pointing in any direction, you are going to flip into your defensive swimming position. Okay, this is a little bit different. It's on your back, with your feet pointed downstream, downstream being where you're going, all right? Really flat on the surface of the water, clench your bum, tighten your core, keep your feet and your bum really high, okay? You're gonna crane your neck forward to look and your arms are at your side, simply controlling your direction. You're not doing a back crawl, you're just keeping your feet downstream, all right? When you're in the defensive swimming position, you're kind of at the mercy of the river, okay? But that's all good. There's three reasons why I want you really high on top, okay? Number one, those hydraulics, the whirlpools and boils I was talking about on the bus, tend to grab you and pull you underwater. If you're flat on top, it's a lot harder for them to grab you. Number two, all these rocks here. Same reason why I told you to swim until your chest is dragging on those rocks. If your feet get caught in those rocks and you're in current bends you over, keeps your head underwater. Really hard to get you out, but super easy to prevent by just never putting our feet down and moving water. Our feet are always right on top of the surface. All right? Number three, the biggest reason on the Thompson is the water underneath the surface is moving substantially faster than the water right on top. So if your legs are dangling down, you're gonna move real quick and you're gonna be swimming for longer. Okay, it's gonna be harder for us to catch up with you. Even full throttle, you'd be shocked. All right, so nice and flat on top. And like I said, you're swimming through the whole rapid, and I promise you it's not gonna look like that. All right, there's gonna be some big waves and some big features, okay? Now this part sounds counterintuitive, but when you're going through those waves, you're actually gonna breathe when you're at the bottom of those waves. The top of the wave has very little water in it, you're gonna crash straight through the top. So hold your breath as you crash through. Breathe at the bottom, hold your breath at the top, breathe at the bottom. You'll get the hang of it pretty quick after a couple mouthfuls of the Thompson. All right? Be nice and flat on top. Again, it's hard for those hydraulics to grab you. If you do get pulled underwater, stay calm. No, tell yourself, it's not as long as I think. 2 seconds underwater feels like 10 seconds. 10 seconds underwater feels like a minute. All right? You are not underwater for as long as you think. Relax, stay calm, you'll float back up. If you're under for really too long, curl up into a little ball like this. Okay, it's good for the mental to be in the fetal position. Okay, but it also limits the number of limbs that the water can grab. It lets your life jacket do its job and float you up. Sound good? Sweet. And then we pick you up. Okay, and the way we do that, we're gonna motor past you. You're gonna think, what the heck? This guy's leaving me behind. At the bottom of the rapid, we're gonna turn and face the boat directly upstream. And then you're gonna think, oh my God, this guy's gonna run me 90 degrees. Show you the entire 23-foot tube. You'll either float right into it, or maybe you'll have to swim a little bit towards it, grab onto that rope, and we'll pull you in. Sound good? Sweet. Any questions about swimming? Okay. Now to calm you down, it is very rare for people to fall off of these rafts, these power rafts. No one has ever fallen off of my power raft. Okay? I don't plan on changing that today. Okay? So if you're holding on with two hands real strong between your legs, you're looking pretty good. Okay? Very rare that myself or Andrew would use this, but if for some weird reason, Allie is the closest boat to you when you're swimming, and we're, I don't know, Andrew and I are doing our own thing. Sorry, but Allie might use a throw bag, okay? Or we might use one if our engine's dead or something like that, okay? So if we grab one of these out, we're gonna be looking at you. We might blow our whistle. We might yell, rope, rope, swimmer, swimmer, rope, 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 something like that. Look at us, okay? Face us and make a big target like this. Okay, that's gonna give us like 2 meters that we can hit instead of like 50 centimeters. Okay, we'll throw that rope. Ideally, it lands just over your shoulder. If it's on either side of you, please swim to it, please. Okay, grab onto the rope with 2 hands and flip onto your back. Put it over your shoulder. If you hear us yell swap, change shoulders. Okay, it's gonna be a lot easier on you if you swap when we say swap. There'll be less force acting on you. Okay. I don't want to see any rings. Yeah. I don't want to see any rings. No bracelets. No necklaces. Okay. If you wrap it around yourself in any which way, we're letting go of that rope. Okay. Once it's wrapped and it comes under tension, it's really hard to come undone. Okay. We don't want to break your hand or something. Okay. 2 hands on the rope is all you need. Do not grab the bag either. There's 50 feet of rope in that bag. There's 70 feet of rope in this bag. If you grab the bag. Keeps coming out, keeps coming out, keeps coming out. 50 feet later, it's gonna snap tight. It's gonna rip the bag out of your hands. You're still swimming and you're too far away for another throw bag. All right? So even if the bag smacks you in the face, you're gonna grab the rope and say, nice throw, Connor. But grab the rope, okay? Last 2 things, folks. Join ups and flips, okay? So if Andrew or I have some engine issues today, all right, we're gonna do what we call a join up, where we're gonna bring the 2 boats side by side, just like they are right now, so that one of us can drive for the other one, okay? And we're gonna use you folks for this, okay? So we'll do a quick little demo, but you folks on the right tube here can flip onto your stomachs and grab onto the outside line of the other boat. Okay, everybody else, you can grab the ankles of someone holding on so they don't get pulled in. All right, sweet. All right, you folks can let go and sit back up. Okay, it's way easier than it seems to hold on when you got 5 people holding on like that. All right, most of the time with a join up, we're gonna end up coming ashore. Okay, so we can deal with whatever we're doing, engine issues, bloody nose, whatever. Okay, when we do come to shore, you'll notice a lot of these spots, the shore is not as even as it is right here. So the boats aren't gonna hit shore like this. Likely one's gonna slide a little bit further than the other one. So right as we're coming into shore, we're gonna say 3, 2, 1, let go. Grab back on so that you don't get rope burn when they slide. Okay. Alternatively, if we're in the middle of the river, we decide we're done with the join up. And you're the one person that doesn't let go. When the guide says let go, guess where you're going? In the river. All right. So make sure you're listening. And it's not necessarily just to me. Okay. If I'm dealing with first aid or some engine issues, you might be listening to Andrew instead. Okay. But I'll prep you before we do that join up. Sound good? Sweet. Okay. Very last thing, folks. What are we going to do if this boat flips over? Panic. No. I'll be honest with you. Okay, first off, before I say any of this, we haven't flipped one of these boats commercially since the 1980s. So extremely unlikely to happen today. But if it does happen, I sincerely hope that it's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you. And if it's not the craziest thing ever, you gotta let me know what was crazier, okay? And then everything will calm down and you'll find yourself in one of two places. Outside of the boat, swimming back to this boat, any other boat, whatever, listening to your guide's beautiful voice saying, swim back to the boat, okay? Or it's a little dark, a little echoey, you're in a room with silver walls and a silver roof and a really wet floor, all right? That means you're underneath the boat, and that is A-okay, all right? There will be a huge air pocket under here. There'll be plenty of air for you. If it's hectic at first, it'll calm down soon, okay, once the boat's moving at the same speed as the water, all right? The issue with being underneath the boat is all of this stuff back here. Okay, we want to keep you away from this. So, if you're underneath the boat, it's probably because you were holding on real tight. Keep holding on real tight until you hear this outboard stop making noise. It'll take about a minute, all right? From there, it's actually real easy on this boat. So you see this rod that you're gonna be holding on to? Feel around. On the other side, right at the top, there's another handle, okay? So underwater, you're gonna grab onto both, one push and pull, and you're out on the other side. It sounds way harder than it actually is, all right? From there, everybody will either get on top of this upside down boat, into the other boat, into the paddle boat. We'll do an upside down join up, okay, real exciting. We'll go to shore, we'll tie this boat off, we'll all move into the other boat, and then we have a super fun evening ahead of ourselves as guides, all right, trying to flip this thing back over. Yeah, they're all reunited back up there. Any questions, folks? Would we still like to go rafting? Yeah. Nice, I don't believe you.
Not warm enough.
It's so nice. 33, no smoke.
I'll stick with Allie.
Okay. Good sign.
My engine continues to run.
Yeah, if we do a join up today, it's probably gonna be his engine that's dead.
Got the 20-year-old two-stroke over here.
Just needs to warm up. Oh. How we doing?
Good.
Heck yeah.
Hot.
Too hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry, this will be a really wet ride. This boat with a lot of people on it, it's exciting. Okay, we'll do everybody's name. Okay, starting here. Renee?
Justin.
Renee, Justin, sir. Whoa, slow. This is for me, this isn't for them. Renee, Justin, Dylan, Alan, Leanne, Alan, Dylan, Justin, Renee, Lewis, or Lou. What do you prefer?
Lewis.
Lewis? Travis? Ada, Travis, Lewis. Amber, Sophia, Amber. Ada, Travis, Lewis. Don't remember. Dylan, Justin, Renee. Leanne and Alan. It's basically the same name, really. What's my name?
Connor.
That's the important one. All right, and just so you folks know, we are live streaming this today on our YouTube channel. All right, so maybe you guys will be famous by the end of the day. We do have a lot of people watching. Typically, as we're through the gorge, it's like 200 to 400 people watching. Has everybody here rafted before? No? First times? Well, it'll be good out there today. It's a hot one. You folks picked the perfect day to go rafting. You guys might see Andrew do some weird stuff today. That's okay. All right. The next like 10 minutes here are where we see most of our bighorn sheep. Typically on the right side here. Even more so just down where the river starts to bend down there. It's probably where we see the most. First rapid is called Lose Your Lunch. All right. I ask that you lose your lunch outside of the boat and feed the fish. Don't feed my mop. Where's everybody from? Lytton. Lytton? Odd ones out over there? Vancouver. Nice. Where on the island? Nice. All right, here comes Allie through Lose Your Lunch. Boom! All right, folks, first rapid of the day, holding on. All right, first bighorn sheep in the trees right there, just above the tracks. Is that like 6 of them? Just above that sandy cliff above the tracks. Oh yeah? The babies are so cute. Well, folks, we're coming up on our first swim spot of the day. If you guys are feeling toasty, you're welcome to give her. All right, I'll let you know when.
I'm just scared about getting back up.
We got the ladder.
Okay.
Good to go. Sweet, if you want to swim, go for it. Just jump in and then swim back to the boat pretty quick.
Someone else do it first.
Decoy number? No.
There's that gas reflex.
It's so cold. Is it cold?
Sweet, so yeah, you gotta, if you guys look, you gotta kind of fight to get your knee on that bottom rung.
Okay.
And then it's like a regular style ladder.
No one else is jumping in.
Anybody else?
God.
Made it look real tempting.
That was so good. Someone else should do it.
We'll have more chances as well.
You just mess it up.
Cold, real cold.
No, it's so nice.
Look at they're all swimming. They might even swim when they don't want to today. We, ourselves and Andrew, are kind of their backup today. So it is, I would say, nearly infinitely more likely that something happens to their boat than to our boat today. Not that it's likely to happen to their boat, it's just like super unlikely to happen to ours.
Is that based on like the paddles being in the water? Is that,
Well, they have to hold on with their feet,
yeah.
so they fall out a lot more. They can't carry as much momentum into things as we can. And their boat in general is just like not as stable as this one. Nah, they're good. They all know. It's 6 firefighters and then friends of staff. But it's a great time. If you like power, and you'll probably like paddling as well.
It's like too much work.
It is a lot of work. If you get a night like, it's really not too bad. On most days it's just work for the guide. But we try to go easy on you guys. At least until we get to the gorge, and then we work you real.
Paddle next year.
Sophia, I can't believe you haven't come rafting before.
I know. It's so creepy.
You get to go rafting for free.
Yeah, they're trying to get her little brother down. He's 12.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Dylan went. I'm gonna tell him. Shucks.
I told my parents I was coming and they were like, that is so out
Guide overboard!
that is so out of your expertise, my friend. Thanks, Mom.
The forbidden technique of climbing up using the outboard. Oh, so beautiful. No more sheep here. Normally, there were sheep on a hot day. They were really like hanging out in this little meadow right here. There's a nice groundwater supply in there.
I can't believe we've seen those bears.
Yeah, it's so nice. They this time of year they start coming out a lot more, looking for salmon.
Are there... Yesterday we saw a bunch of trucks on the side of the highway. We thought maybe they're salmon.
Yeah.
So we'll pass those guys.
Yes, at a cutting board, or as the locals call it, meat market.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a bald eagle down by shore here. We try not to point at bald eagles, but look at it. There's a bald eagle and a little magpie.
Oh my god.
Wonder if one of them has a fish. Weird. Why am I not? Bad luck, Andrew.
It's gonna be a good day.
Beautiful. Sorry, I'm just making sure we got a good angle on the live stream right now. I had to connect to the Wi-Fi.
There's a bunch of grouse in the trees there.
Oh, what kind of grouse? Where are they?
See them at the top of the rocks there. There's like, how many of them? Oh, there's like lots of them. There's like 6, 8.
Oh yeah. Oh, the sharp-tailed grouse, I think. The little guys.
A ton of them up on our street right now.
Yeah.
They scare the crap out of me every time when I walk. They come out of nowhere. Like, yeah, it's usually around your guys' place when I come up the trail. It scares me.
Crazy. Oh, yeah. Baby just, oh God, one.
Oh, really?
He got away. Oh.
We had someone on the live stream ask where this is located. We're on the beautiful Thompson River in Lytton, BC.
So awesome we get to see this side close up.
Yeah, hey? This all belongs to the Nickerman band up here. Used to be an old farm. Matthew, I do not have a Sasquatch tattoo, but I'm looking to get one.
Cool.
Yeah, so the sheep really like it here because whoever had this farm way back in the day cut down all the trees, so it's like a nice big grass field right now. And it's like this blue bunch wheatgrass is the sheep's like favorite food around here. That and alfalfa. So it's just wide open there. They can see predators coming from a mile away. Real nice and close to the water. They love it. Yeah, there's like a bunch of steps. Old ruins of farm buildings too. There was talk of building a bridge there for a long time, but it was a little out of the budget. It'd be awesome though. Even just a little footbridge or something. There used to be quite a few farms on that side. You can see down there, maybe like, I don't know, a quarter of the way up that mountain, there's like a horizontal line that goes across. That's an old road and aqueduct. All right, folks, this is called the $1 Million Mile. Pretty chill, but nice long waves in here. Real popular fishing spot on the but I think it's just easy to get to. All right, everybody holding on. that better? Oh man, the water is so nice today. All right, folks, we're gonna do our first switch of the day. We'll do this after every couple small rapids or every major rapid. Okay, and the way it works, everybody put your arm out like this. And the people at the very front, one on either side, stand up, come to the back. Everybody else scooch forward once they pass you. Perfect. Optionally, you can keep your arm down if you'd rather use your head as an armrest or a handle. $1 million mile.
It's like the $1 million smile. You
Yeah.
too wide, and the water goes right in.
So if the biggest rapid today is like a 10, that's like a 3.
So the $1 million mile is a railroad term.
It's actually for the highway. Yeah, the highway there was real expensive to build. It was actually like $20 million.
Okay.
But that's a mouthful, so we just call it the $1 million mile. Yeah, that's the old Caribou Wagon Road.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Built in 1858 and 1859. We'll get a better glimpse of it down there. Yeah, for the rest of the time, for the rest of the day really, any little like flat plateau that looks like it could have been a road back in the day was the wagon road. Another chance here to swim if we'd like.
I'll go in with you. I want to jump in.
Yeah, okay, just give it a second. Let's get out of these boils first.
Boil. This guy's creeping up.
He'll honk at us. Give her. Just do it off the same side. It doesn't matter which one, but that way you only got to drop one ladder.
Okay. Use your hat.
Okay, swim back to the boat. So you guys can start making your way back. Just staying a little closer. You don't gotta get out yet if you don't want.
How's the water?
So nice out. I'll give you a hand. Yeah. If you kind of go from the side, yeah. Nice, and I'll help you get up. So you can get that foot there. You got it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, these ladders are, this whole boat's kind of a prototype. And the ladders are going to be longer next time. Oh, nice. Man, look at those quads. Very nice.
Fresh.
Oh, I need to jump in. Oh, shoot. Yeah, there. You missed the big chunk. That was good swimming. But have you seen a stack of rocks before? We're gonna do it. But it's pretty sweet. You know, so when they built the wagon road here, they had to there had not been very much travel via wagon. They didn't die nowhere. We know they didn't die. Also, we go to the Grand Sack. They run over the bridge, attack people, put out farmers' fields, breaking shops. Eventually the farmers and shopkeepers got fed up and set up a hunting party again. Better for the environment, a lot less exhaust out of these guys. Less oil going into the water. Coming up, we got Conception Bay. Tell you a story of Bob. Hold it on. I've only ever witnessed one person falling out of these power rafts. Alright, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. So, at high water, these rocks on the right here, I'm talking real high, 90 grand, form disgustingly big waves. 15, 18 feet tall. 3 of them in a row. And one of our staff members one year, Tiernan, we worked at campground. That one was built by Italian stonemason in 1880. But we were going through, and Tiernan's on somebody else's boat. And you notice how I told you guys to hold on with 2 hands in between your legs? Well, I'll tell you what happens if you hold on with 1. A lot of people like doing the cowboy, right? One hand, woo! So Tiernan's doing that. Hits the first wave, goes up. When the boat hits the bottom, hits his elbow. You can see that boat there has some like blue metal pieces that come across the boards. Hits his elbow on that. And then he goes, hits the second wave. And he went, woo! Up in the air now. Old boat, dumped off the highway. What a shame. the spring, there's a big derailment right here. You can see there's still some rubble and stuff on the sides from when they were cleaning up. 5 coal cars tipped over. Luckily, they tipped onto the hillside, not into the river, which is great for us. And it was pretty crazy how quickly they cleaned it up. So it happened at about midnight, right? And came down the river. I was here at about 10 a.m. the next day, cruising machinery here. I came back at 2, and they were running trains. 14 hours. They lose something like $2 or $3 million every hour that they don't run. It's crazy.
The big washout that happened, I don't know what that is called, that area where the cars would go over top.
Oh yeah, along the Thompson here.
They
Yeah,
had
Tank Creek.
Tank Creek. When
Yeah.
that thing wiped out, the big storm 4 years ago, that I heard about somebody works for the railroad. They just shove boxcars, anything, down to
Yeah.
fill the holes and cover it with rock and dirt, and it's done.
Yeah.
And they had that thing open like in a day.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's do another switch, folks. Let's do a switch.
I'm not good enough.
Oh, it's too bad.
I thought you got a really good one.
My friend, you look pretty wet to me. Coming up, we have Carnage Corner. It's not named for the river, luckily for you folks. It's actually named for the highway. So this bend on the highway is incredibly sharp. Okay? It's the first real hard bend on the way from Spence's Bridge to Lytton. And they let you know. There's about 8 signs telling you to slow down. But if you decide to not slow down, or you don't see the signs or whatever, and you're top heavy, you're flipping over. You're likely landing on the tracks or going even past it onto this hillside here. Starting to see a little bit of debris here. As we come around the bend, you'll see a heck of a lot. Oh yeah. There was one truck full of like Value Village donations right around Halloween. Costume parties all summer. All right, holding on, folks. This is Carnage Corner. All right, folks, this is the part of the day where I'm going to go over a couple of things from that safety talk again, because maybe it's going to become important soon. All right? The biggest thing you can do is hold on. All right? The photographer will be here in a couple spots, maybe. I'll let you know when you can wait. Okay? You don't decide when you wait. I tell you when to wait. Okay? If you fall in, stay calm. Try to get back to the boat. Look at me, look at Andrew, look at Allie. Any boat can pull you back in. Okay? Remember, if we do a join up, listen, we'll be giving you instructions the entire time. Okay? It's really important you listen. If something happens to Allie's boat, okay, which is kind of it's not likely, but it's the most likely thing. So what that means is that you guys, I still have a boat to drive, right? So you guys are gonna kind of be my eyes and hands. I'm pretty good at keeping track of them if they're in the water, okay? But if you folks see someone in the water, even if you're like, oh, Connor's definitely seen that, say something. Because maybe I saw something else. And then we're gonna pull them back in. So we'll be picking them up, pulling them back in. If I haven't dropped the ladder yet, and we pick somebody up and they're holding onto the side, I want whoever's closest not to try to pull them in unless I tell you to, okay? But just to reach down and grab their shoulder strap. It can be a lot of force to hold onto that rope without it, okay? So if you're in the boat, grab onto their shoulder strap, reassure them, okay? And then we'll get the ladder down and we'll get them in, okay? Train, you gotta do the queen wave. $1,000 a day, folks. $1,000 a day. Beautiful ride. Holding on. Leanne, you seem nervous.
Just to make sure he gets
On the left down here, we have 4 generations of retaining walls, with the oldest being those stacked around rocks. Those are all original from the Caribou Wagon Road in 1858 and 1859. Further down, we have those stacked cut rocks. Those are from the construction of the railroad there in 1880. All of those are hand carved at Hell's Gate. And then we got the concrete at the bottom from the 50s, the highway construction, and a little bit of highway repairs here in 85. There's the Nickerman River down there where the train bridge is going over. That's where we used to start these half-day trips, and also where the gold rush started. Nickerman Band found some gold in their river from here down to Frog. They let the Hudson Bay Company know that it just completed the first recorded descent of the river. And for a couple of years, the Hudson Bay Trading Post traded with the Nickerman Band pennies on the dollar, giving them guns and food and clothing and stuff, but nowhere near what the gold was actually worth. And once they had a bunch, they put it on a boat down to San Francisco, and then 30,000 Europeans came up. Back then, historians estimate there were about 70,000 indigenous and 1,000 European people in BC. A pretty conservative estimate for the indigenous side. Pretty generous for the Europeans. There were probably more like 700 or so Europeans. And then 30,000 people came. Started a lot of land wars in the States on their way up. About 10,000 of them hoofed it up. Holding on. 20,000 went on a boat to Victoria. This is Tadpole. Osprey flying up right there. Coming up, folks. Coming up, we have Frog Rock. We're gonna hit a very special wave at the top called Frog Wave. Then we're gonna boogie over to the right and run down the right-hand side. The top should be pretty exciting. Middle and bottom probably not too much. There's our photographer, Holiday, standing on shore. She'll be taking photos of us, and those photos are included free of charge. You'll get an email link in 24 to 48 hours. And you're gonna click on the link that says Connor's Raft. So now that we're in the gorge, folks, we're gonna be keeping a bit of a closer eye on Allie. All right. Now Andrew is gonna do the majority of the watching, but we're gonna make sure that she's all good as well. So there might be a couple times where we're waiting a little bit, watching upstream, and that's why. Okay, holding on! Holding on! Holding on! Alright folks, wave at Holiday! Alright, if you're at the front of the boat, lean back. If you're at the back of the boat, lean in. And look at Holiday, make sure she can see your face. Beautiful, good work. Alright, let's do a switch. Here comes Allie. A little far to the right. Oh, she's good. Very nice. For a moment, let the paddle crew have a bit of a rest, let Holiday zip down the road. Pretty awesome boulders there, hey? Coming up, we got Washboard. Real nice, friendly rolling waves in this one. Sorry?
You ever have a fish fly in?
No, but every once in a while I can feel one hit my prop. Normally in like September when they're really running. Down at Meat Market. Okay, I am not saying that it is likely for you to fall out in this next rapid, okay? Not what I'm saying. What I am saying is if you fall out, number one, get back to the boat. Number two, swim left towards the highway. Left towards the highway. Sound good? Yeah. Good, I'll tell you why later. This is green pools here. It almost always looks just like this. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as the water is higher and higher and higher. Never that fun of a ride. It can be quite exciting at high water. Not Kumsheen, but other rafting companies have flipped boats in here, just in these whirlpools. Coming up is the Devil's Kitchen. All right, the first wave that we hit is likely to be the biggest wave of the day, called the Jolly Green Giant. We call it that because it's friendly, it's green, and it's pretty huge. You're gonna wanna hold on really tight for this one, especially at the bottom. Holding on. Something that's going to happen to the paddle boat today, it's likely to be in this raft. That big whirlpool that we dropped into at the bottom, we'll see how Allie's feeling. Likely she's going to be getting away from that, all right? But if she's feeling spicy, she might go into it, in which case, we're going to have a hectic couple minutes, okay? That's a pretty good one though, eh? Let's do a switch while we wait. Going for the skirt line. She's trying to not hit the whirlpool. Good decision. Out of it. So coming up next, we got cutting board. The locals call Meat Market because of how many salmon there are running on that side down there. So this year we'll have the big sockeye run. You guys been fishing at all? Yeah? How's it been? I heard it was kind of slow at the start. Yeah? Slow now as well? Chinook opens for me on the 28th and I can't wait. This is why I told you to swim left, folks. Not the whirlpool. Trust me, I've tried. You ain't swimming away from that thing. Alright. But down here. So the right hand side here is a class 5 waterfall right now. And we don't do that here at BC. I wouldn't do it either way. The left hand side turns into a real fun shoot. And we got some amazing photos here. Holiday is right next to the water, taking pictures. So in this one, I'm gonna tell you to hold on, and then at least once, maybe twice, I'll tell you to wave. Do that with one hand, please, and hold on with the other one. Sound good? That's awesome. Okay, holding on. Wave! Hold on! When does your fishing end? Because I keep hearing it's done today, and then they keep extending it, eh? Oh, okay. It's Asia. Oh, nice. That's my friend. Holding on. We got Carburetor. Nice wave train up here, and then some rocks I gotta avoid at the bottom. Holding on. This really doesn't look like much right now, but even when it's small like this is one of the more technical things I'm going to do all day, which is try not to hit that wall. Rapids left in the gorge, folks. Witch's Cauldron, Gums of Life, and Jaws of Death. How was left side the other day? We're gonna go left. I haven't gone left in a long time. footbridge here. You can see the post on the side, cables coming down. Bridge was here for a long time. Bernie used to walk over it every time he drove this road from Summerlin down to Vancouver for work. But they took it down because it was right at the perfect height to clothesline a raft dive at high water. Okay, holding on, folks. This is the Witch's Cauldron. All right, let's do a switch. So Gums of Life changed a lot in the flood that happened in 2021. This bridge wasn't here before. The road used to go underneath the train tracks. It looked way different. When that all blew out, moved a bunch of rocks around in here, and it made Gums of Life way better at low water. Probably the strongest wave on the river at like really low water, like below 10 grand, is in Gums now. It used to be pretty chill. And all that's just starting to come in, so Gums will be real good for you. And then Jaws is probably gonna be pretty small. It's really hit or miss at this water level. It's very surge dependent, right? So I said it's 17 grand today, CFS, but that's an average that's taken over the course of 5 minutes. So maybe 1 second it's like 16 and a half, 30 seconds later it's like 17 and a half. Kind of depends. But Gums will be good nonetheless. And sometimes you don't want Jaws to be that good. It's a little too big. At high water, we're actually required to make an attempt to go around Jaws. And you'll see it's quite narrow. So sometimes it really is just an attempt. I like to scare them. Holding on. That's all Gums, and now this is Jaws. Right here. That was one of the bigger hits of Jaws I've had recently. Oh, poor mom. All right, let's see Allie. Super clean. to go around this wave, and it's not even that high, above 55,000 CFS. Because, remember how I said in the safety talk, we haven't commercially flipped one of these rafts since the 80s? At about 65, 70 grand, power raft flipped in that wave right up there. End over end. Yeah. No, thank you. I'm good. Bernie says it's one of the craziest things he's ever seen. I think he was paddling, maybe he was power rafting, and he got stuck in a whirlpool at the bottom of Cauldron. And then right when he caught up with the rest of the group, he saw it. 22 feet. So basically the same length as this. Yeah. Crazy. Everyone was fine. Don't know how, but it worked. So yeah, now we get to drive around it. But every once in a while, if you're real lucky or real unlucky, depending on how you look at it, the water just pushes you into it and you gotta just go for it. At a point it becomes worse to keep trying to avoid it. You just gotta commit. You gotta say, alright, if I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna hit it. We paddle at that level still when we have to go around that wave. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I take my deep breaths before that. And I yell at everybody, paddle hard! Harder! There's a beautiful section here. We're now in Pitquah Canyon. All the gorgeous bedrock on the sides. Up ahead is actually the narrowest and deepest part of the entire river. About 25 meters deep right now up there. You can imagine there's the exact same amount of water flowing through that tiny little narrow pass up there as there is everywhere else on the river, and it's not moving very fast. So it's got to be deep. Once upon a time, I tried to figure it out, but everybody says something different, and I'm not about to go lick it. It's a bit of a joke, but a lot of times in geology, you gotta lick the rock to know what it is. I think it's a mix of basalt and gneiss, G-N-E-I-S-S. G-N-E-I-S-S. They're both igneous, so volcanic. But then basalt, at least this type of basalt, if it is basalt, occurs, there's two different types. So if basalt, I think it's if it cools really, really fast, then it ends up looking like this, so a big humble jumble mess. But if it cools slowly, it forms these beautiful hexagonal pillars.
That's the quick one.
That's the quick one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually it's under ice or
Okay, yeah.
crystallized.
Yeah. So they have a lot of that kind of basalt in like Clearwater and near Vernon, Whistler. Yeah. Yeah, so there's actually been, there's at least 3 train cars underneath us right now. This bridge was built by Scottish stonemasons in the 1890s for the railroad. And I say built by Scottish stonemasons, really designed, engineered by Scottish stonemasons and put together by Chinese stonemasons, because back in the day they were more expendable. And a lot of them died building this bridge. They used an ancient Scottish castle building technique, which is why it's still lasting to this day. So on all the horizontal edges of the rock, they carve a semi-sphere, one on the bottom, one on the top. And before putting them together, they put an iron cannonball in there. And then when the rain seeps in through the rocks, that cannonball rusts and expands and locks all the rocks together. Yeah, it's one of the top 3 oldest and top 3 least maintained railroad bridges in the country.
That's great.
Right?
Wow. Of course, you would never be able to see that.
No. You can't even see it from the railroad. This is like the only way you can see it. Either from right here or from driving up a logging road, hiking up to the top of that mountain and getting out your binoculars. Their staff cliff jumping rock.
Oh, really?
Sophia, we gotta get you on that next year.
Yeah.
You got 2 good knees?
Yeah.
Not for long. That thing has blown a couple MCLs and ACLs over the years. It's yeah, staff hold, we do like afterward. And there's a little eddy just on top of it. So you paddle into there. And then people start climbing up. And then the last person to get in kicks the boat into the flow, and the boat starts floating down. And then the first person to jump has to swim after the boat and grab it and try to get it in the eddy here. But if that first person chickens out, oh, everyone's in for a big swim. But it's like so chill from here on down. You could, I mean, I could swim the rest of the river from here and be fine. I wouldn't enjoy it, but I could. No, we do a little bit of, we do some swimming on this river for our paddle training, mainly to be prepared if we slip or fall in. But for like rescue, I'd say 99.5% of the time, I am not getting into this river to rescue them. It's just not as effective on a river of this size. I have a big boat, I'll bring the boat to you. And I'm more likely to just add to the issue than actually fix it.
My mom and dad did this in the 70s.
Yeah.
And their story, they were this section. Their captain ended up, he was the guy that was in the water.
Yeah.
they had to figure out how to rescue him. Anyway.
Yeah, back then, Bernie would kind of just hire just somebody that lived in Lytton. Like gas station attendant. Oh, yeah. Get out of here. You know how an engine works. Yeah. So yeah, back in the day, so that eddy back there, that we call Export A eddy, back in the day, right, it used to take Bernie 2 to 3 hours to get down. Okay? And it was quite an accomplishment to get down here. Especially doing it without flipping out of it. So they had a carton of Export A cigarettes stashed in the rocks there. In a big ammo.
He made it that far.
Yeah. So if it was a good crew, right, everybody's paddling hard, having fun, being nice, everybody would hop off the raft. They'd each have a cigarette. We'd go on their way. It was the 70s, everybody smoked. It was good for you back then. And if it wasn't a good crew, they weren't paddling hard, they weren't being so nice, the guide was really scared. The guide would go squat behind a tree. Chain smoke a few. Thank whatever God they believe in that they're still alive. Bit of a different time back then.
Oh yeah, this is like
75 was the first year that Bernie did the Gorge.
okay.
73 and 74 we put in at Martel and take off at Gold Pan where we saw that bear. So we'd finish there. Quite a bit chiller. Still some good whitewater in there, but nothing quite as high consequence. And yeah, 75 started rafting the Gorge, and then I think it was like 77 or 78 that we got the first power rafts. Yeah, an old car there. Yeah, we got the power rafts because Bernie was paddling through Hell's Gate on the Fraser. And this one lady, man, I can't remember her name, that's really embarrassing. Oh, how can I know her name? She's like an icon in Whitewater. But Bernie flipped in Hell's Gate. And I've been on the Fraser before. Bad time. Don't want to flip in Hell's Gate. We don't paddle it anymore. Terrifying. No, that's Grandma Hazel. No, this lady is famous down in the Colorado, in the Grand Canyon. Man. Woo! This boat's a little squirrely when it surfs. I don't want to do that with you guys. But we're gonna smash that wave. That's called Green Monster. But this lady ended up saving Bernie at Hell's Gate with the power raft. And then Bernie was like, I should get my hands on a couple of them. Holding on. That lady, like, I can't believe I can't remember her name. She, like, pioneered power rafting. Before then, going down the Grand Canyon was super, super expensive. You could only fit 4 or 5 people per ride. And she put, like, 30 people on a big power raft. And they'd like, price share the whole thing, so if you could afford a little bit more, you'd pay a little bit more. What's that lady's name down in the Colorado? Georgie White. Georgie, right? Georgie. Yeah, Georgie White. Absolute whitewater legend. And everybody hated her.
Really?
All the other guys hated her. Partially because she was a woman, and partially because she was power rafting and, you know, ruining the river. Those people have just never power rafted before. They don't know what they're talking about. Absolutely. Otherwise, without her, maybe Bernie would still be recirculating in the Hell's Gate eddy today. Yeah. If you walk around there, there's a whole bunch of old pit house remnants down here and a little bit higher up. But you can see. No, I'm not an expert by any means. Yeah, so right here you can see there's some stacked rocks there. And right here it's real obvious.
That was a house in the railway?
Yeah. No, sorry. The old indigenous pit houses.
Okay.
Yeah. And then more further up, there's also like remnants of an old railroad settlement where the Pitquah gang lived. Gang is just what you call a bunch of railroad back then. All right, coming up is Bad Attitude. Got an old car crash down there in the 70s. This rapid here changed a lot in the flooding in 2021. Yeah, the bottom of that culvert. You can see the chrome of the bumper. So all these rocks over here on the left blasted out of this creek when that creek flooded in November 21. And then all that water came down and it slammed against the right-hand side, right where Andrew is right now, and all those rocks fell in, creating two bends and constrictions in the river, giving us a rapid that previously was not here at this level. We'll do it a couple times. Right? That attitude. Holding on. Little rapid that we can hold onto the side of the boat and swim through. Just to put the idea in your head right now. If you're on the fence, folks, if you're on the fence, I highly recommend it. It is almost always the highlight of the trip. Yeah, you'll just hold onto the rope on the side. One caveat, if you have bad shoulders, I do not recommend it. Okay? I've never even seen it as deep. I'm talking like 140 grand, like every like 30 years. That rock forms a wave that size. Massive. One of our guys, Arpad, always wanted to surf it. He was the first person that Bernie hired. Literally just walked up when Bernie had just a van on the side of the road. Said he wanted a job, and Bernie hired him. He was this crazy Hungarian guy named Arpats. He went by Crazy Arpats, crazy with a K. And year after year, he'd ask Bernie if he could serve. He wanted to serve it with guests too. Like it had to be on a commercial trip. Year after year, he'd ask. Year after year, Bernie would say no. And then one day, it's the spring, water's big. Arpats is on the water with a rookie. Bernie walks into his office. There's a piece of paper on his desk. Wasn't there last night. Reads it. It's Arpats' letter of resignation. And Bernie knows that's bad news. Now Arpats isn't going to ask for permission, and he doesn't need to beg for forgiveness either. So back then, during high water, before we had the power boats, they would actually tie 2 rafts side by side to get more horizontal stability, and then each guy would only have 1 oar. Crazy, right? Imagine 2 of those boats side by side, one guy on each. And then like half the crew can't paddle. Yeah, it's a disaster. So they tie the 2 boats side by side right near Bad Attitude, and they go in and they start surfing it just like Andrew was surfing Green Monster up there, right? A little harder in a paddle boat. You got to paddle pretty hard, slow yourself down. But then they caught it, and man, they're having a good surf until they lost their angle. You can imagine my hands through the boats, chest is the wave. They lost their angle, and then one boat went up, and allegedly closed on the other one, creating a raft taco. And most of the folks fell out when that happened, but then some of them were still in there. So then the boat's tumbling over. Every once in a while, someone shoots out the bottom. They didn't get everybody back together until Rattlesnake, which I'll point out when we get there, but it's a little far away. Who wants to swim? No one?
I do.
Yeah, there's a couple people. Sweet. So I'd recommend swimming off of this side of the boat, okay? Don't jump in and then swim to the boat. Hold on while you slip in, all right? Go for it. Yeah, just make sure you're holding on the whole time. Oh, remember, breathe at the bottom of the waves. Pretty nice, eh?
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, when you start getting squished between the boat and that rock, just kick it really hard. It's too late! You're not gonna hit the rock, I'm joking. You won't hit the rock. Dude, well, you guys can hang out in the water for a little bit longer, or you can start coming in. Up to you. How was the swim?
Good.
Doing it this time.
I like this strategy. That worked well for you last time.
I tried it.
That's the upper body strength.
Great.
Jump back here and grab the ladder real quick.
That was great.
Normally nobody actually does it. You guys are brave.
Really?
No, most people.
Oh, okay.
I don't do it. Eagle in the tree. There's 2 eagles. There's another eagle down there, and I think it's going to be just in this little. Oh, look at it. Bear cam. Yeah. This is a very popular spot for them to come down and get some salmon. Fatten up. What's that? 4 bears in one day? That's not too sad. 5, yeah, 3 babies. Yeah, you're right. A record 6. Our favorite tree on the river there on the left, growing out of this cliff and down towards the water, kind of at the top of this little gravel mound. Any ideas why it grows that way? No. So this cliff faces due north. Since we're in the northern hemisphere, the sun is always to our south. So there's only about an hour or 2 each day in the summer that this cliff face has sunlight on it. So this tree's source of sunlight is the sun that bounces off that mountain, off the water, and up towards the tree. Pretty crazy. Yeah. Coming up, we got mother-in-law. Feisty one. No, just about. Couple, like 5 minutes and we'll see it. Asking about Jack's Rock. Jack's Rock is like just after lunch, before Conception Day. I didn't tell the story today. Holding on, everybody. Mother-in-law. switch. This is off the wall. It's a very special rapid. There's a whole bunch of little features going on, and maybe one day to the next you're gonna go from one feature to the other. What are you pointing at? There? Rocks? Today we're gonna hit a feature called Train Wreck on the bottom right. If I time it well, it'll be real good. Holding on, everybody, this is off the wall. Drink bottle on the left side, or right side of the boat, right side of the boat. Nice. That bottle, I'll put it in the back here. You know, the orange is their screwdriver. Oh, we're in the White Canyon now. Over there. Beautiful cliff face that opposites our resort. The most expensive and most dangerous stretch of railroad in Canada.
Okay, yeah. Just to keep it open.
That's it.
Yeah. It's not the stretch that kills the most people. I think that one's near Lillooet. So it's where like the most damage happens. They're normally pretty locked in this section. We're not looking at them. You can see it as just the whole side of the river is just littered with remnants of derailments. On average, in this like 2 kilometer, 2.5 kilometer stretch, we'll get 1 train derailment every year.
Is that like how many cars?
3 to 5. Yeah, you know. We've gotten pretty lucky. ski on that side, but they share now. They didn't until 2003. Over 100 years.
There's no ladder.
Yeah, and you can tell why. Yeah. Texting our bus driver, let him know when we'll be there. So they built all these chutes and stuff to keep the rock off the tracks in the like pretty obvious areas. And then everywhere else, you see these poles? Those aren't power lines or anything. They're actually rock fall sensors. So, if a rock falls and it's anywhere near big enough to worry about, it breaks a cable going from pole to pole. There's all these cables going horizontally over the whole line. You can see, you're trying to see the cables, you can see the little black nuts. And if the CN crew can't come check it out, they'll call the conductor, say, hey, you gotta slow down. Conductor will come through. There's Kumsheen up there. But if the crew can come check it out, and they find that that rock is any smaller, if that rock is any smaller than a refrigerator, they call the conductor, tell them to speed up. Just smash it. Pulverize it. To give you an idea of how strong the river is, 3 or 4 years ago, a train car washed up on shore there. It was never there before. And then all of a sudden one spring it was there. This is Rattlesnake Beach. Pretty chill rapid. Odds are it's gonna get a little windier when we come around the corner here. Hold it on. So when you grab the between your legs there, yeah. What's that tattoo of? It's so cute. What? Nice. Great shading. This part here, I think is the most beautiful section of it. Just absolutely stunning. When you look at the White Canyon from the resort, it looks almost flat. Right? But you look at it from down here and it's so textured, so layered. All these ridges and valleys and peaks. Sorry? Yeah. It's like this should be a national park. We have a group of graduate students from Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario that come out every 3 to 5 years. And they make this crazy 3D map of the valley using this drone with LiDAR and radar scanners. And by their estimates, this stretch of White Canyon has 16,000 rockfall events every year, over 40 a day. Now that could be like a couple little pebbles falling down, all the way up to like massive boulders, but it's pretty incredible. If you stay at the resort for a couple nights and you have your morning coffee nice and early down on the Rim Trail, it's got an actual name, but I've never heard. Little trail that goes around the edge of the property. You'll definitely see some rock there.
I think we've passed already the
like at night when the trains come through and their light like illuminates the whole canyon.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
totally
pretty.
right.
And the stars here are phenomenal. We haven't been able to see them for like a month and a half. And then right after that rainstorm we had a few days ago, I like went out to pee in the night and I looked up and I was like, oh my god, they're there. I forgot about that. Any guesses as to what the #1 cause of rockfall in the White Canyon is?
Wind.
Not wind. That's number 2. Bighorn sheep. No, there's probably with the fire down in Boston Bar, just past Boston Bar. They just have to shuffle trains around and stuff. Right here. If it was for rockfall, he would have been going that slow, like way back. Yeah, Gorge is up there. Keep your eye up there. That's where you want to look. No. And those big pillars you see, those are called hoodoos. Hoodoo. Yes. They're a product of rain erosion. Imagine back when this place was pretty flat, way back in the day. There'd be a rock sitting on the ground, and every time it rained, it'd eat away around the rock, but not underneath it, leaving that pillar. And then eventually the wind comes and knocks the rock off the top. Then you got a hoodoo. That tree fell like in the winter and it's still going. You guys are all holding on enough. I figured I'd surprise you. See that little tree, that burnt one right there? We used to tell folks that was a bonsai tree donated by the Chinese railroad workers. And you could tell who knew anything about anything. Because if you believed us, that's real rough. Bonsai trees are Japanese. And they're also just regular trees in small pots. Coming up is Pitquah. Holding on. y'all doing? No one too cold? Beautiful. We got 4 rapids left, all right? In about 20 minutes, give or take. This one right here is called pre-rinse. And we got washing machine. That one will live up to its name today. Rapid 17 and Terminator. We would put in Nick and Rapids on the half-day run, and they didn't want to name the last one something lame like Rapid 18. Coast mountains are starting to come into view through the haze. Holding on, folks, this is pre-rinse. Coming up, there's going to be some really tempting looking stuff in the middle and the far left of the river that unfortunately we can't get to. There's a big rock shelf that extends about 2/3 of the way across the to the right, but I promise you. Oh, non. We'll do a switch after this one. You guys got like 3 minutes for that. Second last rapid coming up, rapid 17. Pretty mid at the top, pretty awesome at the bottom. And then our last one is Terminator, which we will do maybe 3 times. See how it is today. See if it's worth it. Hold it on. Okay, switch. So Terminator gets its name for 2 reasons. Number 1, it terminates our trip. And number 2, when we hit that first wave, you have to say, "I'll be Bob." Hold it on. Valley's gonna do it. So, Ali and I had a brief discussion at lunchtime about potentially purposefully flipping in this feature that she's going into right now. So, I'm gonna stay a little further down, and we'll see what happens. Now, it's only if this crew is just particularly strong with all the firefighters. So it's only if they really want to. Holding on. Let's do a switch. Oh, good job. I was trying to knock you over.
Don't knock me out.
Holding on. There's just not enough time to build up speed. Well, that's the last of the Whitewater for the trip, folks. We've got a bit of a float. Oh, thank you. A bit of a float down to the takeout. We'll get you back. Who's staying at the resort tonight? The two of you? I'm not even staying at the resort tonight. I gotta grab the Aunt Google. top of that dark band. That would be when the Thompson's really high and the Fraser's really high. The Fraser kind of plugs the Thompson. So another like 12, 15 feet higher than this. rock check. Making sure that I'm not going to smoke my propeller. And I bring the boat in there. And I'm going to drop you folks off over here. Thank you for a wonderful trip, folks. Thank you. Our bus driver, gear packer extraordinaire, Rennie, will take all the stuff from you. And then you can hop on. Thanks for watching the live stream, folks. Allegedly, I jumped in the water with the microphone on, which is why I cut out earlier. But who can say, really? I'm gonna Herbie this boat and then say bye to you. Fun fact, Herbieing is actually named after a guy. What we call driving the boat on the trailer Herbieing. It's named after one of the guys that owned another company down here. He was the first one to do it. Back before he figured that out, they used to actually like beach the J-rigs, take all the stuff off the back, and then lift them onto the trailer. And then they put another one on top of that. And they'd make the guests do that back in the day. Crazy, eh? But it looks like we got some nice weather coming our way. The smoke seems to be subsiding. It's coming back a little bit now, but not as bad as it has been. So stay tuned. I think we got a trip tomorrow and a trip the day after that. This is dreamy. This is the ideal Herbie. Half throttle, nice and smooth. Okay, bye folks. Press it here.